It's funny how the average Nigerian youth thinks. They think in terms of that's with regards to business. Ah, is there something easy I could do? Like, is there something like within 2 months, 1 month, I'm already. That's fucked up. There's nothing like that you can do, unless it's probably a scam you are running, or that's like a Ponzi scheme which will eventually collapse. If you're thinking of like a long-term business, you should be thinking of something that would have to require long-term effort, which will not be soft work. It's going to be something that will require a lot of physical exertion from your side. So the problem with our youth is that we are no longer, or I would not say we are not included in this category. These youths are no longer interested enough. They lack the curiosity, the drive that fuels the curiosity to find out what to do, how to better their life, how to change their life. And even when they get this information, most of them to do actually now like sit down or settle down and do the work, that's take physical action, becomes a problem to them. They start seeking motivation, or they just lack the motivation outright and then look for someone or something to blame. The problem is that blaming will never give you results. Take for instance, I'm a farmer. I'm a crop farmer. I farm cassava and vegetables like awa. I don't know if you've heard of it. In our place, we call it awa soup. We use it to prepare our soup. I don't know the English name or botanical name. I just know it as awa. If you're in Enugu, you've probably heard about awa. So I farm awa and I make a lot of money from it. Do you know that if you put 10% of your money in a fixed deposit investment account, the highest you could probably make is maybe 10% in the bank, 10% microfinance, maybe 10, 12, 13%. You don't really go above. I'm not sure you can easily see 15% increase for a fixed deposit bank investment account. But you know that with agriculture, you can make almost 700%, I think. Okay, to be more specific, I have not really calculated it. With 200,000, which I am very sure of, I've used multiple times on some plots of land. With 200,000, you can make almost 700 or 800,000, depending on the market that year, and then the size, the quantity of the cassava you have been able to make, which you then processed into gari. You can make almost 800,000 from 200,000 within 1 year. Our vegetable would not cost you anywhere around 10,000, although it will require a lot of physical work because in the morning and evening you need to on your pumping machine to water them. They need water during the dry season because it's only in the dry season you usually can cultivate awa as a crop. And within a month, depending on the size, you can be making like 20k monthly for almost 6 months until you have harvested everything. So I used to know that there is money in agriculture. Most people do not even know. Okay, let me share this experience with you. Most people don't even know that as a crop farmer, certain crops you might have, or most crops in most communities, before you have harvested, like in my community, before I've harvested my my cassava, I have a large cassava land. Before I've harvested my cassava, I have people already knocking on my door asking me, is that your cassava? Can we buy it while it is still on the ground? I haven't even processed it to Gary. Most people are not even thinking about that. Most people don't even know that sometimes with my pickup on my way to the market, that's to either sell or distribute. You have people very close to the market, usually towards the entrance of the market. They will stop you on the road and ask you, what are you carrying? Or vegetable, or gari, or rice. Na na-egukwa how you go take eba. Don't stress yourself entering into the market. They'll buy from you there and then. Most of them will ask you, okay, do you have any more left at home? Or if you have a store, do you have any that you kept in the store? Or is there anyone in your farmland that they can go and buy while it is on the ground before being processed? Our youths don't know this. We have opportunities. The question is, are you able to put your ego aside and have that? Some of your friends or some of the individuals you associate with would most likely think you are no longer their class. You're beneath them. Can you put your ego aside and go after those kind of opportunities that would make your peers, fellow individuals you associate with on a regular basis, thinking that you're no longer their class, you're beneath them? Or maybe you're now downright just broke, so they should probably stay away from you before you start begging them money. But it's very funny, It's very funny. You need to keep that ego aside. If they think you are no longer their class, depending on your plan and hard work, like me now, if you think I'm no longer your class, yes, I'm probably no longer your class because I have skipped a few classes and graduated. You guys are still in the class. I'm now doing better than most of them. They're still waiting for salary. And salary is rubbish money, 40, 50K a month, rubbish money. So youths, Nigerian youth should better sit up, we better trying to start making our life better. But we should know it's not going to be soft work. Let me tell you, your father did not do soft work and was able to give birth to you, train you in school. That's if he was able to do it. Because if he was able to do it, it's not through soft work. It is through very hard, rigorous work. Usually in the beginning, after which things starts to get a lot better. It's just like a borehole. You know how borehole is? You be pumping it. When you are pumping in the beginning, when there is no water coming, and when you're pumping, it seems like the water is not going to come out, or it's probably going to take forever. Then at some point, the water slowly starts to come out. You start to feel it as you're pumping until the thing is rushing out. And at that stage where it's rushing out, you don't need to pump so much again. Just bring out your bucket. You put this one, it's filled up. You bring the second bucket, you put it, it's filled up. You start looking at jerry can. That's how business is. The beginning is usually not easy. You need to make a lot of sacrifice. You're going to have sleepless nights. When I go into business, I'm running a school. My dad gave me his school business. That's where I am now. This is the lab. You see, I still have a lot of work to do. The school have cost him a lot emotionally and time, and he's not even that productive, so he had to shut it down. But as a result of me being his own son, I feel like I am a part of I feel like this school is now a part of the family, because anywhere you call the name of our school, which is Praiseland, they associate it with me. Prince. They just it's Prince. So I was like, I'm not going to allow him shut down the school. So a week after he chose to shut it down, I went to him, meet him, and told him and sold him the idea of what it would possibly be being handed to me, which he then did. You still see there's a lot of work. It's incomplete. There's so much work. Because of this school, because of my family business, I do not sleep at night, especially in the early stage. You do not sleep, and I just knew this instinctively. Because growing up, I also saw that my dad would wake up at night, come to the parlor, and maybe just be watching film, or just go outside and just sit down idle, just sit down there, maybe meditating or introspecting, but just sit down there. In the night, he could not stay. In the morning, he would tell you, look, I don't sleep. So for me, it became very easy. I do not complain about not sleeping. I just see it as a normal thing. I feel like after a while, after a period of hard work, things becomes a lot more better. So our people, Nigerian men, Nigerian youth, African men, African youth, stop waiting for the soft life. We are being psyoped. There is a psychological operation placed on the African youth now to weaken us, to destroy us, to keep us ignorant, to prevent us from knowing things like, look, you need to suffer. There is no soft life before wealth, unless maybe you gamble, or maybe you inherited a lot of money from your people, or you did something illegal. There is no soft life which will eventually lead to success without making hard decisions. There's this saying. They said, easy choices create a hard life, while hard choices or hard decisions in the beginning make a soft life or make an easy life. But our people don't know this. The people who influence the youth, the Nigerian youth, the African youths, are basically celebrities, people who have not gone through a process that should tell them, or that should make them understand that there are processes involved before you actually succeed. You don't just succeed overnight. You don't just make money within a month and build a house unless maybe you follow the process, an actual process, hard work that led you to actually achieving it. I've taken a lot of time making this video. I just want our youth to work hard. If you see an opportunity that seems like it's going to bring you abundance in future, because don't think it's going to happen immediately. Don't think it's going to happen. It will take time. If you see an opportunity that over a period of 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you can make a name for yourself, I urge that you pursue such opportunity. Work hard. You're probably not going to sleep at night. You're probably not going to be able to chase women anymore. Why? Is because you need to channel your money back into your business, back into that thing that you expect to give you money in 10, 15, 20 years, or even 5 years, depending on how the kind of opportunity that is, the kind of business that is. You're probably going to find that women will find you less attractive in the beginning because you will not be spending much on them. You'll not be giving them financial attention, financial assurance. So we are all in this race together. You have a whole generation of your age, your age mates who are probably going to be sent into with you. So understand that by choosing to take a step that every other person is avoiding to take, the fact that they're avoiding it becomes your advantage, becomes an even more opportunity for you because the competition is reduced. People in society today, African youths, Nigerian men, are kind of, I have to say, they are lazy, they lack courage, they lack confidence. This is not like I have nothing against them, but just lack confidence. And as a result of lacking confidence in themselves, they are unable to take the right step. They are unable to take or make hard choices, hard decisions. Make the hard choice so that your future will be easier.